course, some humour before some despair, and that is that Man United set to pay only 10 million euros. By the way, the price that actually got him from Sporting, from Braga.
So we made our money back.
Yeah, very true.
We're not counting the interest. If we're not counting the interest,
it's a loss.
Yeah. So 10 million. Sporting confirmed the communication in a statement as well. And Amorim allegedly has already said yes to the proposal. Or before we went live, he did the post-match interview even and said, nothing's confirmed. That sort of, not giving anything away, but not saying he's going to stay, not saying he's going to leave.
Just being kind of cryptic with it.
Yeah, it's been quite a turbulent few hours with the fan base and a lot of words being thrown around: traitor, ungrateful, etc., etc. Danny, I'll start off with you. What were your initial thoughts to seeing this news?
So listen, as I've made aware in this podcast, if I had to choose an English team, it was United, right? A little annoyed from United's lack and lack of preparation, the stupidity as it is, because it was clear that Ten Hag's,
they should have fired him.
The writing was on the wall. They should have fired him in the summer. They should have got a replacement in the summer. And if it was Ruben Amorim, this debacle wouldn't have happened because everything would have been understood, right? Now, with that being said, and it's like there was a comment earlier that was in the chat that says when United comes knocking, it's a different knock, or he said something.
It's a different knock than Aston Villa. I think it is. I agree.
Then a West Ham even. It's the Liverpools, it's the Uniteds, it's the allure.
It's the allure. It's that name. Like it's still going to get
regardless, you. And it's regardless of if United are in first, in seventh, or in this case in 14th. It's regardless of that. And
however, I will just interrupt quickly. You say it's a different knock. He was so quick to go to West Ham. He was on that plane. He was there.
He was
and then they choked.
Bro. He would have went had he wanted to.
He even
I don't know actually what the truth of actually what ended up happening there.
I don't think we'll ever know what happened there. Really.
In my opinion, I think West Ham got scared of a whole transition of formation and everything like that. They saw how much work this project was going to be. And they saw an easy option in Lopetegui and was like, okay, that works for me.
I don't think so.
Because he was gone.
If anything, Lopetegui is even more expensive.
Or do you think because he did get on the plane and have the meeting, right? And the meeting didn't go well. Maybe he was asking for too much money. I don't know.
Or he was asking
according to
be comfortable.
To Pedro Spilduva, apparently it was Chelsea who sent the airplane. It wasn't even West Ham. If you believe what.
Good looks, lads. That is a Chelsea move to pay for.
That's a Todd move. That's a Daddy Todd move.
There's also news that like Liverpool didn't go with Amorim because he was asking for too much money too. So it could also be that. But in a sense, like I was saying though, when United comes knocking, it's different. The same sense when. Even if Braga's ahead of Sporting, even at that moment, when Sporting comes knocking, it's different as well, even in Portugal.
It's a bit of a there's that allure, right?
Exactly. So value. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be one of the fans that I can't blame Amorim for dipping. I can't blame Amorim for jumping ship. If this is the case, I'm looking at social media. He's currently going on in a different, thing saying that it is my choice, blah, 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 blah. But I think it's all pretty much set in stone that he is going to leave. And it is unfortunate that it's coming in October, but I don't think it should at all diminish his legacy whatsoever at Sporting, for the main fact that one, we should have all seen this coming, that at any point he could leave, and at any point, his career path was for bigger clubs, for bigger leagues, for just bigger projects in general. And
because he's a really good manager.
Exactly. And
he's good at. It's almost like he's good at what he does.
It's exactly that. And if his job at Manchester United isn't going to be much different from what his job at Sporting has been, because the main difference is maybe there's obviously a lot more pressure on United because they're desperate to get back to winning ways, whereas we were desperate but in a different way, obviously.
We knew we were kind of in the trenches.
We were kind of in such the shitter that there was almost no pressure at first.
Exactly.
When he took over, that first season caught everybody off guard. We did not expect this.
Exactly.
Yeah, plus the season was fucked with COVID and everything. It was just weird.
Oh, it was just no one expected anything.
But the main objective there was just to get back into the Champions League, really. So it's the same sort of objective that United currently. I don't even know if right now he's going to go to United and they're going to say get us Champions League right now. It's probably
I think
going
they're
to
just going to say
get us Europa. You know, get us top
get us,
six.
get us
seven,
like
yeah.
get us
Top
not
6, top
looking
7.
mediocre at this point, and then take the summer to really evaluate things.
Facts. But the thing is, with United, it's the same as Sporting, where they're currently undergoing some great academy players. They currently have a decent squad, but needs a lot of turnover, especially with whatever Ten Hag was doing. And that's exactly what Amorim did with Sporting. We had a lot of academy players that he pushed through. We had a lot of players that were there that were still good, but a lot more of signings that we obviously needed to do. And to that point is where I'm saying where we have to a sense, not be ungrateful for the guy, because he's not leaving us with a shit team. He's also not leaving us.
He's left this
third or
team in a
second.
better condition than
And he's left us with a couple
far.
point lead in first place.
Exactly. Yeah. A couple point lead in first place. We have undoubtedly, I don't care what the fuck Porto did yesterday, undoubtedly the best player in the league. If not, we have 3 out of maybe the top 5.
High praise for Ricardo Gallo from Danny. Not unheard of.
You who? That Victor guy?
That Victor?
Who?
Fucking trash.
Anyways, but he's left us in a position where the next manager to take over has something to work with here. But that's the problem. That's I think more so of anything, the fear comes with who's coming over next. Is it going to be João Pereira? Are we going to look at a guy like Abel? Are we going to look at a guy that has a similar formation to Ruben Amorim? Because now the only thing that's up in the air is the amount of defenders we have in this squad compared to the amount of midfielders we have. If we get a manager in that wants to play 4-3-3, any injury in midfield, we're fucked.
They don't have the midfield depth to run with 3 midfielders every week right now.
Exactly.
Like you can run with Hulman, Bragança, and Morita, but the second one of those guys gets hurt, like who do you turn to?
You're playing Pot back.
You're playing Pot back. You're playing Pot back there, I guess. But then you're intentionally shorting yourself a winger now too again.
Yeah. It's and last thing, it's unideal. Obviously, it's not ideal having him leave in October, especially when it's looking so good for us currently. But personally, in my opinion, at least, you can't blame the guy. You can't blame the guy for everything he's brought to Sporting. There's no manager you can compare to this guy that we've seen in our lifetime, let alone in our history. So going to United, no matter how shit United are, it is what it is. I just pray that if things go badly, his next club isn't our neighbors. That's the only thing I pray.
Also, we're going to get to know the truth of who had a bigger role in the identification and approval of players, Viana or Amorim.
We're about to find out a lot.
Yes and no, though, because with Viana going, it's literally a new era now. Because what's Viana gonna do in January? Really, that's gonna like bolster us. Our I hope at least our squad is pretty much set for January.
It's just gonna be sales.
That'd be
crazy. That'd be
crazy. I hope not, but if there is sales in January, then okay, maybe let's see one last, Hug Viana masterclass if it is him really behind everything.
You got us 80 mil for younger.
Yeah, I guess we'll see in Manchester which team is better in 5 years. That'll really determine who was the best move.
I also, we talked about it previously, like our handshake agreement of friendship with Manchester City.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine they're probably not fantastically thrilled about this development.
Well, that the power of friendship only gets you so far, obviously.
So I wonder where this leaves our amazing partnership with Manchester City. Unaffected, maybe, but
we'll see.
I don't think it really affects it that badly, if at all.
Only time will tell.
I think it's more like it's Man United being Man United and being what they've been the last several years, which is we have no clue what we're doing and we're just panicking. And Danny nailed it on the head. Everybody kind of agreed Ten Hag had 0 conditions to run this team going into this season. Like, just as from an outsider looking in, as not someone who's really a Man United fan, but like even the staunchest of
you could argue that the entire thing has been a disaster from the very beginning.
Yeah,
the whole thing sucked.
It stunk.
The Ronaldo saga, all of it, horrible. What was the good part of any of it? They won an FA Cup, right?
That was a League Cup and an FA Cup. Yippee-doo.
I mean, at least they won something. Jesus Christ.
They won something, but like, he has been such a non-figure the last year.
I just don't fuck with him.
Like, it was clear that like he was out of his element. I think it was too much too soon. I look at it as too, like, I'm with Danny. I think Danny, you nailed it on the head. Like, it's a different, like, a club like Manchester United is calling, it's a different allure. It's different gravy, you know? It's the sauce is different. The air is different. I'm looking at it for me. If I was a coach, I would not want to take the Manchester United job at all. I'm not just saying that because our coach is going. It's just a suicide mission, I feel like. The last couple, I feel it's just so disorganized. I wish him nothing but luck and success. I hope he does well, but he's got his work cut out for him because I don't think they have I think there's more dysfunction in Man United now than there would have been had he taken over a few months ago. There's more dysfunction in Man United now than I think even there was with Sporting, because Sporting was bad, but no one had expectations. Man United's shit, and there's still expectation from some parts of that.
There is stuff there to work with, though.
There is, but I think
morale is probably bad, and obviously none of them had bought. I mean, like, I think that the locker, as I said, the locker room's gone, right? So maybe there's a chance to regain the locker room, right?
He's already got like 3 players in that locker room. Bruno Fernandes, and after that miss that I seen Dalot do this week, I'm sure Dalot's on his side too, basically.
We could split the crux issue. If Diogo Dalot doesn't miss that sitter, we're probably not having this conversation.
We're not having this conversation. I seen a picture of Amorim as a Benfica player, and who was behind him? Victor Lindelof. Another fun fact.
Lord.
Crazy.
They teammates.
There's also a picture of him facing Johnny Evans when he was at Braga.
Well, he's not
his direct. And also Ericsson when he was at Braga, and Ericsson was at Tottenham too.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Crazy.
We've got we were talking about this before the show. He's got his Luis Neto already built in the team. He's got Johnny Evans. He's got his requisite old guy. He's got his vibe. He's got his vibes guy already.
Johnny Evans starts pretty much every week. It feels like for United as well.
Look at your options. It's Victor Lindelof and freaking Harry Maguire. I'd probably start every other week for them if I was on.
No, they still have like Martinez, De Ligt.
Martinez, Delay.
Yeah. To be fair, I think we should respect Johnny Evans. He's not too bad.
Johnny Evans is good. I always like Johnny Evans. I saw someone like selecting him. I'm like, that dude's won like almost everything he could, like, in England. Like, he's a good player. England international, played at World Cups. Like, good for him. As my dog's going crazy, but not pissed.
He's Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Or for Northern Ireland, yeah. Or for whatever. But yeah, like, that's a guy who's been around the block and like done some cool stuff.
Bro, that dog is not happy that Amorim's leaving.
No,
he's voicing concern.
She's pissed.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next. And like I said before, with Amorim, whatever happened with West Ham, I guess we don't know. But he did seem rather quick to go on that plane and take that job. And he even said, I've disciplined players for lesser infringements. And he held his hands up and he was like, you know what, I won't do it again. My apologies. And that was before he'd won a title. That was, I think we were playing Porto the next week or something like that. So it was a big game, and then he said he wouldn't do it again. Then he did it again, and I agree with you, Danny. I think it's a job that you can't sort of turn down. But I do think it is fair to say that he is leaving us high and dry right now. We are probably the best we've ever been in terms of a football club.
I mean, we had a game like 6 hours after this, and we have another game Friday.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have a game in like a couple days. We have like multiple games.
But it's also
like, is he gonna jet to England the day before? Is he gonna manage Friday? Is he already gone? Like,
our fixtures consist of Man City, Braga, Arsenal. I think Benfica's in there over the next that sort of period as well. And this is the time you want to leave? Could you not, waited? Because you.
But he doesn't.
Big Matthias Nunes leaving before the classic.
Dalot was like, "No, Ten Hag's leaving now."
But it's not necessarily his fault of the timing on this. what is he going to do? He says no, waits for the summer, and then in the summer, United are.
Well, yeah, because United sack a manager every year. It comes up every single year.
Maybe we can sign Ruben Amorim in June.
He comes back. He just comes back. Sorry about that, lads.
Yeah,
he's like, it's like, man, if I had a nickel for every time I hired Ruben Amorim, I'd had 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but crazy that it happened twice, right?
Yeah, the timing is bad. That's what I mean. But it's just I do feel a bit. I don't know if betrayed is the right word. Maybe disappointed is a better word to use than betrayed. Because
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Because we are in the best phase we've been in. We have conceded only 4 goals all season, and it's going to be November. We've, like I said, we've got the best stretch of games. Arsenal, who we've beaten under Amorim. We've got Man City as well. And, call me an optimist, call me crazy. I think with Amorim, we can take points off those teams. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm not saying we're going to go and beat them. Yeah. But we look, right now, in terms of form, statistically, we are one of the best in Europe in terms of goal scoring, goals conceded. We are fantastic. And then from now to be like, okay, Amorim's leaving, that is sort of the main catalyst behind everything. Of course, we still got guys like Gyökeres and Hjulmand and Giovanni for now, at least anyway. Another thing is, how is the squad going to react to this? How are they going to see it? Especially guys like who have played with Amorim their whole career. Inacio is never known to have another coach. Guys like Quaresma is the same. There's a few others. Giovanni, Jenny as well. I know he's been on loan, but in terms of being a starter and playing in the team, how are they going to react? And that's what worries me. That is what worries me right now. But yeah, I think, like I said, betrayed is the strong word. Disappointed in him a little bit because I feel like he probably could have just waited to the end of the season and got a better job. Man City apparently was going to be available at the end of the season. I'm sure other big clubs had tabs on him as well. It's just not ideal, is it? And I guess nothing I say changes what happens, but it's just a little bit.
No, you know what? I hope Ruben Amorim watches this podcast because we know he's probably a fan of the show, and he goes, you know what? Sam Fonseca was right. I'm not fucking leaving.
I mean, he wouldn't be the last person to say that. So, but yeah, another thing as well. I know we're going to speak on potential replacements after this as his own little segment. But for me, the next person that comes in should be someone like Carlos Fernandez if he doesn't go to Man United. He has learned with Amorim every step of the way. The players know him. The players like him. And for me, it shows ambition for Carlos Fernandez to be like, I don't want to be just another assistant Man United.
30-year-old manager. Holy shit.
Bro,
it's a huge step.
It's a huge step, but is it a step bigger than João Pereira, who's only managed at a B team
level?
And not even
you could at least say João Pereira's had 9 months of success with the B team.
And a professional career behind that as well. He's had a professional soccer career behind that. Carlos Fernandez, I think he's a failed academy kid. I like Casapia.
Yeah,
but I hear what you're saying, Sam, because I'm also with you there too.
No, it's clear that Fernandez is next up. It's just I don't know if he yet,
Yeah. I think he does go with Amorim, unfortunately, but it would show ambition if he was like, you know what, I'm not going to be a number 2. I can be the number 1.
Like I think I can be the number 1. Give me a shot.
Propose a fucking Vitor Bruno.
Yeah,
Go for it.
How about a name that was once our manager for, I believe, a game, and who won't be traveling to Manchester United, Emmanuel Ferro.
Stop. Knock it off.
Dude.
He's not a lot
he might be the manager on Friday.
He might be the coach Friday, whether you like it or not.
I'm saying.
Yeah. But anyway. Richard, do you have any more thoughts on Ruben Amorim?
On Ruben Amorim, no. I think we've all nailed on the head really well. I think betrayal is a bit of a strong word considering everything he's done for the team. But you can be a little bit annoyed, disappointed. You have a right.
I mean, look at how he's left the previous other 2 jobs he's had. I mean,
exactly.
We said this last week. Exactly. He speed ran on FM save.
Yeah,
I said that last week. He went Casapia to Braga to Sporting in like 6 months.
He got to the lower.
At the same time, can you blame him? At least he's not. Listen, if he was going to like a Roma or something where it's like a lateral move, I'd be heated. But he's going.
That's why I was saying about the West Ham thing, because that to me isn't.
That to me was maybe it was a lateral move.
That's a lateral move at best.
Yeah.
Fair.
Exactly.
It's only an upgrade because you're in a better league in a sense. So
you're in a better league and you're getting more.
Your
pay,
wages
obviously.
might increase, but I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna get paid more. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, to what we just said, yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm not ungrateful because he has turned the club around almost single-handedly, and of course Viana's in there, Varanas in there. But it all points back to that day when Ruben Amorim came and said, what if it goes well? Because let's be honest, all four of us here said it was a terrible idea.
100%.
Every
single sporting fan
was like, like based on everything the team had done up to that point, was pretty much in agreement. Like, there's no way this goes well. Like, there's just historically, there's no way that's gonna be a success. And he caught us all off guard in the best way possible, thankfully.
Okay, and also, let's just say this. Let's just flash forward and let's just say that this manager signing, João Pereira, whoever it might be, is average at best. You could then make an argument that Varandas has hit on 25% of his manager appointments, and Ruben Amorim is just stupid luck.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, this will be telling for the Varandas.
He has a very, very big moment upcoming.
Can I say,
is he the bullshit Silas Kaiser man of the past, or is he this free, forward-thinking Amorim man of the future? And now he's got the next Amorim line.
I wouldn't say he's a flop, but he wasn't a success. Sorry, but I don't think Kaiser was a flop. Can we say Kaiser was a flop?
At the
end of the day, though,
the team was run horribly. The team was run horribly.
Who
was running it?
And he got sacked in around October. Let me also just mention why I again don't think this Amorim.
We were signing Dumbias and shit like that. It was horrible.
It was dreadful. This team.
Let me also just say why I don't think it's a betrayal per se on his part as well. If you recall, not that long ago, 2 seasons ago, when we finished 4th again, there was not a loud mumbling of it, but there was a mumbling of should Amorim get sacked. So to now flip it and say he should stay.
I remembered it was very brief.
It was
and it was very quiet. It's not like it was like we made it a big thing. It was more so online rather than like in the stadiums.
To be fair, I think one of them was me after a head loss and when we lost to the 4th division team.
Which is fair. Which is fair. That season was horrible. It's fair, and that season was horrible. But at the same time, because that exists, I don't think we could have like a look of this as betrayal, because to a point where we can say like he should have been sacked mid-season. The fact that he's upgrading mid-season, regardless of how United are doing, this is an upgrade. I think we can't blame him. It's a thing of a career path, of a career choice for him. I don't think we can blame him for this choice. He's fucking us 100%, but at the end of the day, his responsibility isn't necessarily Sporting as a whole. His responsibility is getting the best out of his players.
It was a Benfica up until 2020.
Exactly. Especially to our eye. And
that's the game, man. This is the game. I'll
go further. He was the Benfica up until 2021 when he won us the league title to most of us.
Hey, man.
And today again, or this last week, he's a Benfica again because of this decision. So I mean, I find it really hard to say that he's betraying us in a sense.
Yeah, I think it's just the game, That's
the game. Exactly. To quote Harry Rowe to Shaw on the side, man. The game's the game.
The game's the game.
And if we're in his shoes, where we're ex-football players that become managers and we're training Benfica,
experiencing a meteoric rise,
and Chelsea, United, Liverpool, whoever Arsenal comes crawling at 15th place, we're probably leaving Benfica and going there.